Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell and this is my review of Ma. Now the film starts out with this high school girl named Maggie. She and her mom have moved into her mom's old high school town. Very quickly she is inducted into this group of four other friends, and they just start hanging out together. They start drinking, smoking pot, things of that sort that teenagers tend to do sometimes. But them being like 16, 17 years old, they're not able to buy alcohol, so when they're trying to get somebody to buy alcohol for them, Octavia Spencer's character Ma just decides to go along with it and help them out because she is associated with their parents because they all went to high school together. And as the film starts to progress, the kids end up spending more time with Ma, end up partying at her house. Ma's house becomes this big hangout for basically a lot of high school kids, and the film just continues to go down this kind of eerie path until the second half just jumps up to 11 and just gets really, really interesting by the end of it. Now, Octavia Spencer's performance is easily the best part of this movie, and I think it's the main reason why it works so well. She just has this really nice, sensible demeanor to her, but this at the split second she can just turn into a really mean person. Just have this really different personality, and it's just a really well done performance, and I really enjoyed seeing her interact with the other kids, the main cast, and just seeing her reactions to certain things which are going on, which trigger memories of her past, because throughout the course of the film we see flashbacks to her during her high school days when she was associated with these kids' parents, and seeing kind of what ended up happening between her and that group of kids. FYI, it wasn't the best thing. But there is one thing I would have liked to see a little bit more of, because a lot of the flashbacks focus on just what happened between her and this group of friends. We never really get to see any of her history after high school, see kind of how she ended up where she was at the present day. That would have been a little more interesting to me, because I understand harboring a grudge for something which happened back in high school, but at the same time you wouldn't think that her mind state would evolve to where it is in this film right from that point and just stay there. You'd think that something would have had to trigger that, and it's never completely explained. You can kind of make guesses and assumptions, but it's not something that's ever really fleshed out. If you never saw a trailer for this movie and you didn't really know what to expect whatsoever, the first half of the film could easily be mistaken for like a high school rom-com or just straight out comedy or something of that sort, or even a coming-of-age movie, because it feels very much like that. It's this group of friends hanging out, focusing on this Maggie character, and her trying to fit in, getting a boyfriend, things of that sort, and just hanging out at this nice older lady's house. And if you didn't know the, I don't want to say horror, but like darker aspects that it ends up going to later on in the movie, you would be very, very surprised. And I think the film just sets it up so well that just having seen the trailers, I knew where it was eventually going to go roughly. But if you didn't know, I think it just does its twist very, very well. Yeah, guys, I was really surprised with how much I liked this movie. It wasn't really something which was on my radar, but I've been trying to see more movies this weekend, so it's not something I probably would have ended up seeing otherwise. And so having seen it, it's probably one of my favorites of the year thus far, which is weird saying because I didn't really expect it to be, but it just does everything really well. Like I said, I would have liked to see a little bit more of Ma's past leading up to where she is currently, but overall Octavia Spencer gives a fantastic performance, and the second half of this movie, once it just kicks into high gear, it just keeps going and does not stop, and it just does it in a fantastic way. So guys, those are my thoughts on Ma. Definitely check it out if you are at all interested. I think it's well worth your time. But if you have seen it, let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. But also let me know what your favorite horror, which doesn't seem like a horror film right away, but is eventually a horror film type of film is, if that makes at all any sense. But as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.